Que bueno, buenos días a todos, bienvenidos a Todo Blog. Soy Daniel y bueno, estoy aquí. Tengo el gran honor de estar con Chris y Julia. Ellos son de la expedición de Polo to Polo Expedition en un auto el 100% eléctrico. En este caso es un Nissan Ariya. So, well, first, welcome to Peru. I'm really excited to meet you. I remember I was reading about this expedition on LinkedIn. I got this first time ago.
Wow.
And I was really impressed because this is like what a journey is going to be. It's an incredible experience.
Yeah.
And so it is really inspiring. But the first question would be, why? How did you decide to begin this journey?
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, thank you to NLX Way and for the people of Peru for being so kind to us while we've been here. It's amazing to be here in Lima. And it leads in very nicely the fact that it's 6 years ago I came up with the idea of this project after doing a number of electric vehicle expeditions, and myself and Julie did the Mongol Rally, which is a drive from London to essentially southern Siberia, 56 days, 10,000 miles in a 90-mile range electric car. And after that, I came up with the idea of pole to pole, and I think 6 years of coming up with the idea and working with Nissan and other partners like NLX Way to make the project a reality. We're standing in Lima today. It's quite a surreal moment.
You've been driving electric cars. We've been driving electric cars for about 10 years now, so decades. So kind of, I would say, started as a hobby or like a kind of a fun thing to do with your friends, isn't it? At the weekends, you would just go take the electric car out and see how far you would go. And then it kind of, your kind of adventures got a little bit bigger and bigger and bigger. Then it's just kind of grown in size over the last decade. So it's like, yeah, it's just been a journey.
It's been evolution to this point. So,
what a journey being, because what were you doing before this journey experience? I mean, you were having a 9-to-5 regular job.
Yeah, we were both 9 to 5 regular jobs and
working in an office.
Regular people. So I actually quit my job about a year and a half ago to do this full time. Chris, you kind of?
The project, when I first tried to get the project off the ground, unfortunately went through that unfortunate period in the world where we went through the pandemic and various things. So that kind of slowed things down. So I was kind of working part-time jobs, night shift jobs, anything just to kind of keep going until we could make the project a reality. And Julie kept her job, which basically kept us afloat as a couple.
Yes. I mean, if you do a long trip together, it's going to be more exciting than doing it alone.
Yeah, it is. And I know for a lot of people, they think, well, sometimes more challenging because, we're a married couple after all. We have those conversations that every married couple has. And we've got nowhere to hide, though. We've got nowhere to run because we're locked in this car for 24 hours a day together. So we have to have a very strong relationship, which we're fortunate we did.
That's and also, I was as I told you, I was doing some research. I knew about you on LinkedIn, but also I began searching for more information. As you may already mentioned, you did this Mongol Rally from London,
southern Siberia.
Yeah.
Just north of Mongolia.
Just with a Nissan Leaf.
Yeah.
It's like a more simple car. But
yeah. Yeah.
I was thinking that I know that this expedition from Polo is maybe quite different compared to the Mongolian one.
Yes.
Yeah. But you've crossed a lot of countries and you've met a lot of people.
Yeah.
But also, I think that there may be some similar challenges regarding the availability of the electric chargers or the so-called range side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How have you been tackling these issues?
Mm-hmm. There definitely are similarities, but there are also different challenges.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's the good thing I noticed straight away from Peru is that we are now in a 220 220 volt country, which means whatever plug socket we use for plugging in our car, it works. This is great because when we did the Mongol Rally, the whole journey, all the countries were 220.
Yeah.
We from Canada down to
basically Peru.
Ecuador.
Yeah,
Ecuador was all 110.
Yeah.
So we had those kind of challenges that we didn't have in the Mongol Rally. So that was one of the first things I've noticed.
Yeah. Mongol Rally, we could just turn up to any building, any facility, anywhere, and just plug the car in on a domestic socket, plug socket in your house, here, as Julie said, we couldn't do that until now.
It's because we've got a European car and it works off a 220. That's why. So there was different challenges, wasn't there? But we still, at some stretches, we still required help from the public, and we would still be dangling our plug, asking for help up north. In
northern territories of Canada,
I think.
There's huge stretches between cities or between towns, and there's nothing in between them. No petrol stations, no buildings, absolutely nothing. So we would creep to those towns and find a workshop or a welding shop or somewhere, a garage, and just get plugged in through kindness. But for people that are not aware of pole to pole and what we're actually doing, we're driving from the 1823 magnetic North Pole location to the geographical South Pole in Antarctica. So that's 15 countries, 17,000 miles, 27,000 kilometers. And the fortunate thing we've had in the Americas is in North America, loads of charging, loads of these DC chargers. When we've gone into Central America, South America, we're working with NLX Way. And I've been working with them actually for pretty much that 6 years to develop a charging network across the whole of the Americas so we can charge the car. But also so it leaves chargers like these in the ground. So other EV users like here in Peru, as the electric vehicles start to accelerate the adoption of them, people have got chargers already in the ground they can come and use.
Yes. Once you arrive to, you leave the South America continent and move to Antarctica, how it's going to be the charging? Because in Antarctica, there's no charging point.
It's NLX Way is pretty deep though, you know. We've in Antarctica, there's two set elements to this. The only reliable way we can charge any vehicle in those elements, because you're in the wilderness, as you say, there's nothing. We're going to be anywhere between minus 40 to minus 50 before you even factor in wind chills. So it's going to be really, really cold. So we're talking about we have a 7 kilowatt petrol generator, which we had up in the Arctic. And the other reason for having that is we wouldn't get our permits to be in those regions without that. Because a lot of people in polar expedition world still don't know enough about electric to trust it to be in those regions. And that's another reason behind this project, is to demonstrate electric vehicles can operate in those climates.
But we want to try and offset some of the fuel that we're burning. So when we're up in the Arctic, we trialed our wind turbine solution to try and offset some of the fuel that we were burning, but unfortunately that didn't go according to plan. But we've taken the learnings from the Arctic and we're going to improve for Antarctica. So I think this time around we're going to take some solar panels in with us to offset some of the fuel that we're burning. And so that's our solution. So whenever there's options, we're just trialing different ways, different things at the moment, because we feel it's important to try these new technologies and see how well they work.
It's pushing the project that bit further. I know the technology of the car, it's capable, it can do the job. And that's what we're demonstrating to people, how exciting and electric vehicles are and how capable they are. But we're pushing that next step and saying, how can we push technology a little bit further and say, how can we put some renewable energy back into the car when we can?
Yeah.
So that's all a trial process, basically.
As I mentioned, Europe is quite different to Latin America because there, for example, there's a lot of already electric vehicles on the road. Here in Latin America, it's not so popular yet.
Yeah.
Also related to that, you've met a lot of people, a lot of cities with many habits and also traditions. I was reading your journal, and I think you've been participating in local projects regarding raising the sustainability of renewable energies. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah. I mean, you can maybe explain about Chimbote yesterday. That was amazing, wasn't it?
Or Autopista del Norte, the toll company.
Yes.
Do you know that all their fleet of vehicles, 16 vehicles are all electric?
Oh,
did you? Yeah. We only learned about this yesterday. NLX has put in a whole array of charging stations up just south of Chimbote, 2 60 kilowatt DCs, and gosh, how many AC? About 10 AC.
12 AC.
To power their 16 electric vehicles, which when we visited it, we were just like overwhelmed. We were like, wow, this is amazing. And also at all their toll stops, they also have installed DC and AC charging to allow their vehicles to charge. So that's just phenomenal for Peru. And it's just amazing to see these companies embracing the transition and change. So that was super exciting to see. So we're going to talk about that. And because we want to visit these places, we want to learn and we want to share, because look, we're sharing with you. You didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah.
And there's so many things like that going on. I mean, we have such a relentless schedule at the moment, but we're trying to go to these projects and see these things because it's just educating the world, it's educating ourselves, but it's just showing what's going on in the world in different countries.
Yeah.
And like I say, these guys have put them in, and the plan is that they're going to become available to the public very soon. They're just sorting out power challenges, and then they can basically make them available to the public.
Yeah.
So it means that when people see their cars driving up and down the highway, charging from the electric way chargers, they can think, I can go electric because there's chargers at all the tolls.
It always starts with someone, and hopefully that one person or one company will inspire others, and it hopefully has that domino effect. Everything has to start, and hopefully, and NLXWay are using our project to kind of spread the word, spread the mission, and it's working because look, there's chargers in the ground. So the more we can travel around the world and do this, that's what we want, is to leave that legacy behind so other people can follow our footsteps.
We left Chimbote yesterday. We're in Lima last night, and we're here this morning. So it just shows it's doable.
Yeah, and there's a lot of hotels as well that has charging options. Like if you go to book a hotel now, there's actually a filter electric charging vehicle station. Yeah. So we tend to use that a lot. Use PlugShare a lot for finding chargers as well. So it's amazing just when you go looking and researching just how much information is out there. But don't get me wrong, it's not been easy. We've had stretches where there's no public charger. So we've had NLXWay support us to give us some ideas. We've had our main sponsor, Nissan, and their dealership network.
We've been charging in workshops, sleeping inside the workshop while we're charging.
So you do what you can to keep move forward.
We're pushing the extreme, aren't we? This is the thing. I mean, this car is a 320-mile range car. 320 miles. Unmodified. With us, we're about 150 miles on now Peru roads, because that's the thing with EVs as well, is we were up in Ecuador in the mountains. This car was getting amazing range because we were over 200 miles range because we were going up and down hills. Regenerative braking gives us energy back when we're going downhill. Here in Peru, it's reasonably flat. Yeah. So we're using more of our energy to travel that distance.
But you're learning yourself, isn't it? You're learning about different driving styles. There's different techniques we use when we're driving. And we've found that mountainous up and down roads are actually gives us more range than just straight highways, because
we can reclaim.
Yeah.
Now I need to recharge the braking.
Yeah.
And again, that's why we say we're taking it to the extreme, because if you were driving a standard area, you wouldn't think about it. You were driving Chimbote to Lima without even thinking about it, because you've got all the range. With us, we have to think about, there's a hill coming, there's a hill going down, can we claim energy going down? So there's a lot of, for us, we say to people, this is not a road trip, it's an expedition, because we have to make it to our next location in that day. If not, we're a day behind and we're always chasing. With a road trip, you can just chill out, relax.
Always got deadlines. We need to be in Antarctica by a certain date. So we're now on a mission to keep moving to reach Punta Arenas by a certain date. So there's almost no stopping. Every day we're moving. Every day we're just moving a little bit more south. So it's been relentless, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's been tough, but as you say, it's not a relaxing road journey. This is an expedition, an adventure.
It's not relaxing at all. I mean, what you're doing is really it's very brave.
Yeah.
And I really admire you for
this guy. I have to give credit to this guy here, because he's the one that's come up with the concept and the idea. And I'm just saying it takes a certain individual to do this. Not everyone can do this. A lot of people would have given up by now. You need a lot of patience. You need a lot of resilience, passion. And he just keeps going. He will not stop till he reaches. So, I huge admiration to this guy for pushing.
You're with me in the car, so you have to do it. Huge admiration to you for putting up with me. So
yeah, but it's not easy. It's not easy, and really hope we can do the area proud, the world proud, and and make predominantly it's to have cleaner emissions in the world.
Yeah,
and if there's solutions out there that do the same job, get you from A to B, but it's more cleaner, greener, less emissions. Then
I mean, that's the thing we've found driving through Central America, South America, and there's a difference between the economic structures here. We completely understand that, but when you're driving behind and in the cities with all these vehicles there, and there's just black plumes of smoke coming out of the vehicles. The first thing we think is the people that are standing by the road, the kids that are there, the parents that are there, people that are trying to sell. That's not good for them. That's not good for their health. And it's if we can accelerate the adoption of electric mobility to help improve the health of those people, that's what we want to do.
But we know it's not going to happen overnight. And we know economically it's not easy to buy an electric vehicle here. The infrastructure still needs a lot of work, but governments are the main people that can make the change. And the more we can change the minds of those governments and to accelerate that adoption, I think that's really the only fast way we can make the change.
So you mentioned is the governments really need to be involved.
They need to be more supportive and buy into the idea and just go for it, you know, like
people that really want to. But I also do some test drives on some vehicle brands. And I was driving some plug-in hybrid. I really tried to charge the vehicle, but there was some issues regarding the type of connector, or maybe not all the chargers are working. And also, if I want to buy one, there's no like tax benefits from.
That's not good.
And that's where we've seen that the people look and go, you've got a lot of electric cars in the UK, Europe, and we have because the government supported it. The government realized they need to help the public to go electric. The infrastructure in Scotland, for example, the charging infrastructure was put in by the Scottish government. It was operated by the Scottish government. And so they made it very simple for people in Scotland to go and drive electric. They gave a lot of interest-free loans and various things for people. So they really made it simple. And I think that's what we need to see across all the different countries because the great thing about it, if they support it, people say electric cars are expensive. Some of them are, depending on the brands you look at. But the more electric vehicles we can get on the market initially, then these cars start to become on the market secondhand. So they become cheaper. They become cheaper for people that can't afford to buy a new car and never buy a new car, can buy a second-hand car.
It's about economics and supply and demand, isn't it? You know, the more people buy, the cheaper the vehicles becomes, you know? So it's kind of that catch-22. And, you know, we just hope that you guys are starting, you guys are beginning, you're not your infancy, and we really want to see year upon year to see this transition grow. We have to, for the sake of the planet, for the sake of us and humanity. I feel we all need to do a little bit.
We don't do the efforts. There will be no future for our future.
I know. And like, you know, it's finite. You know, diesel, petrol's not going to last forever. Eventually, there'll be none left to extract. So we need to look at other stuff.
And by the time we've got to that stage, we've probably done so much irreversible damage that it's all about damage limitation, and humanity might not survive.
But you know, this whole thing is complex, isn't it? But whatever we can do to help inspire people, so the people that can, you know, go for it. Like I feel from you're really interested in this field, you know, this part. And if you could, you would buy one tomorrow. I get that feeling from you.
If I could, I
That's
one that I think that I also want to report. After you reach the Antarctica and you complete this expedition, what's next?
I had a feeling actually I should have coming. Our bed is our company bed back home in Scotland.
Some hibernation.
It very much is. I mean, who knows?
I know.
Who knows what's going to happen next? I mean, for us, what we're hoping to do is, I think you hope we get the feeling from us that we're just trying to do good in the world. And I think that's what our plan is to try and come away from that, from Antarctica, and use the platform that we've generated from this project to then see how we can give back to those that have helped us, projects that we've met that need some support, how we can give back and support them, and how we can just try and do again that little bit in the world that we can do to make it a little bit better and a bit more sustainable.
So whatever we decide to do, we'll do it with purpose, we'll do it with meaning, and we'll always have giving back in mind, because we have been we've met so many kind people along the way, and without these kind people, we wouldn't be here today. So it's our way of giving back and saying thank you. So whatever we do, it involves feeding.
Yeah.
And whatever that may be.
Yeah.
But that's our...
Still working it out because we still got to get to Antarctica
Yeah.
first. We will.
Fingers crossed.
We will. I mean, hopefully we'll be there. The pilots were there and finish this expedition mid to late December. So look out for that post with us standing at the South Pole.
Okay, guys. Oh, that's been all the question I wanted to make. You have any final message you want to share?
No, I think for us, we'll say if anybody wants to follow our expedition, they can go follow us on across all social media platforms at Pole to Pole EV. But also, you don't have to buy an electric car. We are, as you said, the economic situation there. We know everybody's different. But think about just those simple little things that you can do in your everyday life. Reducing plastic, for example. We do things like using bars of soap rather than using plastic bottles with soap in there. Toothpaste, capsules, anything you can do just to reduce you a little bit. It does make a difference.
Nothing is too small, is it really? And just be more mindful about your choices. And if there are more sustainable options out there that doesn't disrupt your life too much, then just go for it. And that's all we ask, is just be a bit more mindful. But it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. I was really enjoyed this interview.
Thank you for sharing your experience. I really wish you the best, and I'm sure you'll get your person.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.